so we're here at one of the dealerships, Toyota dealership in the South Bay, and I'm here with Mr. Corey Hand. He's one of the sales managers at this dealership, and we have a few questions for him. He's been so kind to take time off his busy schedule to answer these questions for us. The first question, Mr. Hand, is as a sales manager, how do you establish sales objectives for your dealership?
Sales objectives are usually set by market share, meaning how many cars are sold in the region, and based off the size of your dealership, Toyota, for me, determines an amount that they'd like to see me sell, and that sets the goal, and then I try to achieve that, obviously.
I see. Very good. Thank you. Our next question is, how do you determine the size of your sales force?
The size of the sales force, once again, is determined by the amount of cars I sell. I try not to put too many salespeople out there so that the guys that I have can make a living, a decent living, because if I have too many people, obviously they're not going to make enough to survive, and they'll just bounce and go to other places.
I see. Thank you. The next question is, what goes into the selection process of hiring new recruiters?
What goes into the selection process? Okay, the selection process is basically done on a one-on-one basis of me talking to new candidates or guys with experience or non-experience, and judging them by personality, by the way they show up, punctuality, things like that, that are necessary to be a good salesman in this business.
Thank you. The next question, what type of training is available or required for the salesperson at your dealership?
There's a lot of training available. You can do is, well, one thing that's required is a certification, which is provided by Toyota, classes, online class tests, and product knowledge basically. And then there's also other means available as far as videos and instructors and things like that that are offered on online services.
Thank you. What type of compensation plans are available for salespeople, and are they all the same?
They're not all the same. Every dealership is different. Our particular dealership operates off of a percentage of the gross profit of what we make on a car. The guys share in that as a percentage. Then there's also minimum amounts that if we choose to lose money on a car or give a car away, which happens in the business, we pay them a minimum amount on every car, so they'll always make a certain amount per car.
Thank you. How do you go about motivating your salespeople?
Well, they kind of have to be motivated on their own, but it does, from time to time, I do have to do that. And each guy is basically a different person, you know. So I have to treat each one differently, but usually it's tough love type situations, but because I mean what will motivate you is selling a car, so sometimes maybe when they're struggling I'll go out and give them a little bit extra help, you know, where I'll do hands-on stuff, go out and talk to their customers because I have a little bit more experience, and see if I can get them a car deal, and usually that'll motivate them to make another one.
Great, thank you. Are there certain territories at a dealership, and how do you manage them if there are?
Well, within the dealership there are some territories, which is the lot and the areas on the lot, maybe the front of the dealership, the back of the dealership, where do the customers enter the dealership. But it's kind of, they can come from any direction.
I see.
Most of them come from the front entryway, but they can park on the side streets, whatever. And it's my job as a manager to make sure that there's guys in all of those areas and that there's somebody manning those points at all times.
Thank you. And our last question, what is the process of evaluating the salesperson performance?
Well, I mean, he's going to be evaluated on how many cars he sells, but I take all kinds of things into consideration. How many, you know, if the guy's on vacation or if the guy's having problems at home or whatever, but when it's all said and done, the evaluation is done by how many units the guy has sold by the end of the month. The money part of it's not so much a concern to me, because sometimes we choose to do what we need to do to make a car deal, but the volume, you know, is he following up on his people, stuff like that. So at the end of the month I do sit down with each guy and talk about their performance, whether it be good, bad, in the middle, or whatever, and make plans for the next month.
Very good, thank you. Well, on behalf of our Business 14 class, and we thank you for taking your time and helping us out with this subject, managing the sales force. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure, and if there's anybody looking for an opportunity in the sales business, you're more than welcome to come over and talk to me at any point in time.
Thank you very much.